A legal battle is tying up the $4 billion settlement that could potentially be handed to victims of Maui's catastrophic wildfire. The 2023 fires were the deadliest in more than a century. Victims agreed to the settlement with a utility company, the state, and other defendants, even though it admitted it would not be enough. State Supreme Court justices heard arguments today from insurance companies who are also suing. They want to individually go after the defendants, despite the part of the settlement saying that's something they can't do. Chief Legal Analyst Rhodes here to talk about the Hawaii wildfires, and the term subrogation that's what something come up here as part of the issue. What does that mean? That's
a fancy word to say I want my money back. Yeah. So if there's something that happens, specifically, we're not talking about like natural disasters, but we're talking about catastrophic events where someone else was at fault, and you can pinpoint that individual or group of individuals, typically companies, 7 in this case, that are saying, okay, we're going to admit that we were at fault and we're going to pay for it. During this process, they've paid out $5.5 billion so far in damages. I mean, $5.5 billion, that's how much is there. And they're saying that this settlement for 4. So as you mentioned in the lead-in, I don't have to be a mathematician to tell you that 5.5 is more than 4. And so these families are settling because they recognize that one of these defendants could potentially be bankrupt from this. So the insurance company is saying, we've covered almost $3 billion worth of damages already. If you're talking about settling, we've given this to the families. Someone should be paying us that money back. What the families are saying and what these other individuals are saying is no, you shouldn't be able to basically get the subrogation for this amount. You covered it because these people paid their premiums. Over these number of years, they've been paying premiums when nothing happens. Now there's a situation where you have to cover it. You shouldn't be compensated for doing something which your policy says you're supposed to cover. So that's what the argument is. That's what the pushback is that they don't want to have an opportunity for the insurance company to be able to get that money back from these folks, because what could happen is they don't have an unlimited pot. If they're paying $4 billion, which is already less than the 5.5, if you're trying to get subrogated from those folks, they may not have enough money to even cover the $4 billion that they have to cover.
So how long could it be before the victims get any kind of settlement?
Forever. I mean, these types of things, even after it's settled, say if the judge said, you know what, it's finalized today, right? Yeah. It's finalized, it's done. It's still going to take time for this thing to get finalized within the banks, for them to be able to cut checks. That process is going to take forever. So this is not what you want to see. As you just mentioned, these folks have already went through a nightmare. 100 plus people died in this incident. So this isn't something which is property damage. You're talking about the mental, the physical toll that a body takes when you're talking about losing a loved one. And so you're going through that, and you're having to fight the insurance company. And not only are you fighting the insurance company, now you're fighting multiple people that were defendants in this case. So this is a problem where you're seeing these cases come up a lot. And what the insurance company is saying, what the state is saying to the insurance companies, when you've got these large kickbacks, when you had these super huge profits, you're not writing a check to your folks giving them the premiums back. So now you need to cover what you're supposed to cover when it's time to cover in situations like this.
Just huge losses out of this. And we saw, like with one of the cases out of the California wildfires a few years ago, is that utility company that was found liable started passing on the surcharge to the customers to pay for the damages.
That's what they're saying in this one. They say if we are able to get our subrogation, your premiums are going to go up.
Yeah. Oh, Chief Legal Analyst Rhodes, thanks.